Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Dear friends, welcome to Idea Foundation Forum. Today we will discuss another important topic, man's place in the universe. Is the human universe bigger than the heavenly universe? It is part of serial program titled Allah, Quran and Insan. In the previous session, we completed a marathon discussion on historical clash between good and evil, man versus Iblis, which consisted of 12 parts. Interested friends can watch previous videos on YouTube channel ideafoundation.com.pk, Facebook or Idea Foundation website. Friends interested in reading can also read the written papers of the programs on the Foundation website. Today's discussion on the topic, man's place in the universe. Is the human universe bigger than the heavenly universe? Is aimed to identify the reasons for which man found his central place in the creation of the universe. Several materialist minds in the past have been objecting on the privileged status of the man accorded by Allah at his creation, blessing him with the unique faculties of knowledge, divine soul, and free personality. The critics of the man's honored position or the followers of Iblis viewed how the man residing on the insignificant planet could be the central phenomena of the universe. It will be my modest effort to address these objections, for which I need your kind attention. Dear friends, Allah's created heavenly universe is a grand mystery, and so is the man. Immensity of the universe is beyond imagination, while the earth and its inhabitants are insignificant in physical terms if compared within the heavenly universe. This point is now scientifically proven that the earth's status in the universe is of a grain of sand on the seashore, to which the Quran had already made a reference in Ayat 5 of Surah Al-Mulk, which we will discuss in a few minutes. But the point that I want to focus here is, if the universe of the human, we may call it humanly universe, is seen in its own right, it is equally puzzling by the statistics of its constituents. Let us begin our analytical discourse to get an idea of the immensity of Allah's creation and His universe. The real size of the universe is unknown to man. The man of every age had his own idea of the universe depending on his intellectual level. We may call it known or observable universe. However, the real size of the universe was neither known to our forefathers nor it is known to us. The contours of the observable universe will remain expanding with the intellectual growth in the future, yet the unknown universe will keep on puzzling the future generations too. The reasons of that we will discuss shortly. Let us see what the Quran revealed on the idea of the immensity of the Allah's creation and His universe. I seek your attention on Ayat 103 of Surah Al-An'am, Ayat 109 of Surah Al-Kahf, and Ayat 3 of Surah Al-Mulk to have an idea of the immensity of the universe. Ayat 103 of Surah Al-An'am says, La tudrikuhul absaru wa huwa yudrikul absar wa huwa al-latiful khabir. Have a look at its English translation, no vision can grasp him. Him means Allah. But his grasp is over all visions. He is above all comprehension, yet is acquainted with all the things. Now please think on ayat 109 of Surah Al-Kahf. قُلْ لَوْ كَانَ الْبَحْرُ مِدَادًا لِكَلِمَاتِ رَبِّي لَنَفِدَ الْبَحْرُ قَبْلَ أَن تَنْفَدَ كَلِمَاتُ رَبِّي وَلَوْ جِئْنَا بِمِثْلِهِ مَدَدًا. I present its translation, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Say to them means unbelievers, non-believers, if the waters of the ocean were to become ink to write the words of my Lord, it would exhaust, but the words of my Lord will not exhaust. Nay, even if we brought as much ink again, it will not suffice for that. Ayat 3 of Surah Al-Mulk says, الَّذِي خَلَقَ سَبْعَ سَمَاوَاتٍ طِبَاقًا مَا تَرَى فِي خَلْقِ الرَّحْمَنِ مِنْ تَفَاوُتٍ فَارْجِعِ الْبَصَرَ هَلْ تَرَى مِنْ فُطُورٍ. I may translate it. And who created 7 heavens in layers. You do not see in the creation of the most merciful any inconsistency. So returns your vision to the sky. Do you see any breaks? Now look at ayat 5 of Surah Al-Mulk, a very precise statement of the Quran that has described the immensity of the universe vis-a-vis the earth by calling the Milky Way galaxy consisting of billions of stars as the neighborhood of the earth. Now imagine the size of the universe where the stars are the neighborhood of the earth and smallest star is millions times bigger than the earth and the nearest one is billions kilometers away from the earth. Such enormity of the universe is also revealed at several places in the Quran as well. Ayat 5 of Surah Al-Mulk says, وَلَقَدْ زَيَّنَا السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيَا بِمَصَابِيحَ. Its translation is, and we have certainly beautified the nearest earthly heaven with stars. The above Quranic revelations were made more than 1400 years ago, which have been discovered by science today. Science says that the observable universe is composed of 2 trillion galaxies, each comprising billions of stars of the size of the sun. The sun is one of hundreds of billions of stars in the Milky Way galaxy. Many of our stars in the galaxy have planets, as Earth is one of the planets of the sun. The Quran told this fact in ayat 12 of Surah At-Talaq by saying, it is Allah who has created 7 heavens and of the earth the like of them. Please think on the words, the like of them means multiple planets around. Science tells that galaxies are distributed in clusters and superclusters, while the Quran revealed this fact in ayat 16 of Surah Al-Hijr. وَلَقَدْ جَعَلْنَا فِي السَّمَاءِ بُرُوجًا وَزَيَّنَّهَا لِلنَّاظِرِينَ. Its translation is, and verily, in the heaven we have set mansions, fortified spheres, constellations of the stars for the sake of effective administration, and we have beautified it for the beholders. Scientific study has discovered so far that the distance between the earth and the edge of the observable universe is 46 billion light years. 46 billion light years. making the diameter of the observable universe about 93 billion light years. Now, what is light years? Just imagine. 1 light year is equivalent to about 9.46 trillion kilometers. Now, just imagine when you will multiply 93 billion with 9.46 trillion kilometers, the figures even will not be manageable by the modern computers. For comparison, the average diameter of a galaxy is 30,000 light years, and the typical distance between two neighboring galaxies is 3 million light years. Milky Way is about 150,000 light years in diameter, and the closest galaxy to the Milky Way is Andromeda galaxy, which is located at about 2.5 million light years away. I earlier mentioned that the measurement of the entire universe will not be possible even in the future, because it is growing universe, not a static one as the Quran has revealed. In ayat 29 of Surah Ar-Rahman, Kulla yawmin huwa fi shan. Every day he adds to the glory of the universe, means universe is expanding, which means the universe is ceaselessly expanding. Such is the thought process that makes the Quranic message anti-classic. Today, science also has discovered this fact. Which fact? That the universe is expanding. Over the last 13.8 billion years, the universe has been continually expanding. At that time, light of the galaxies located right on the edge of the observable universe took 13.8 billion years to reach up to us, which must now take 46 billion light years at present, which means the observable universe has expanded more than 3 times since its birth. Dear friends, the theme of our discussion today is that Allah's created heavenly universe is a grand mystery, no doubt, and so is the man. Immensity of the heavenly universe is beyond imagination, as we saw in our discussion made so far. But the point that I want to focus here is, if the universe of the human, we may call it humanly universe, is seen in its own right, if we have its observation as an independent body, it is equally puzzling by the statistics of its constituents. It is, in fact, a modest attempt to respond to a historic query raised by the materialist minds on the superior status of the man accorded to him on his creation. They asked how a man living on an insignificant planet of the universe can be the crown of creation or central to its creation. It was, in fact, the repetition of the same question which was raised by Iblis based on his materialist and determinist mindset at the creation of the man, when he said, listen, Kala ana khairum minhu khalaqtani min narin wa khalaqtahu min teen. Translation is, he said, Iblis said, I am better than him. Iblis said, I am better than man. You created me from fire and created him from clay. Like their master, the modern materialist minds could not comprehend the divinity spirited behind the creation of the man and the universe. Materiality of the universe and the man is immaterial when their divinity is in view. Keeping the man spiritual being aside, even if he is taken as a physical being, Allah accorded the man with such bodily contents that could enable him perform as vicegerent, having free personality in managing the affairs of the universe assigned by Allah in view of Ayat 20 Surah Luqman. The Quran says, "Do you not see that Allah has made subject to you, to man, whatever is in the heavens?" Heavens means the universe, and whatever is in the earth, and amply, adequately, sufficiently bestowed upon you his favors, both apparent, which can be seen, and unapparent, which we don't know. But of the people is he who disputes about Allah without knowledge or guidance or an enlightening book from Allah. Now just see what a wonderful universe Allah has created within the man. We may call it as humanly universe. The earth, a trivial part of the heavenly universe, contains about 8 billion humans besides other countless creatures. Now take one man from a community of 8 billion. This one man contains about 40 trillion galaxies in his body called human cells, whereas the heavenly universe has 2 trillion galaxies at the most. Estimate starts from 100 to 200 billion. Thus, the number of galaxies of the heavenly universe has a very poor match with the galaxies of the humanly universe, means human body. Moving further, each human cell, galaxy of the human body, contains about 100 trillion atoms in it. Probably no galaxy of the upper universe has that much of its members. Thus, an adult human is made up of around 7 octillion. What is octillion? Octillion, if you write 7 and put 27 zeros, then this figure is octillion. So 7 octillion atoms. You may look at the screen, it will facilitate to understand. It is 1 trillion times 7 trillions times 1000. Just try to understand the enormity of the universe of the man. Just imagine the enormity of the human universe, as there are limitless constellation of cosmic bodies beyond the galaxies within and outside the observable universe. Each human atom is also a huge habitat of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Imagine the average size of an atom. It is equal to 1 millimeter divided by 10 millions. Just imagine. What is the size of 1 millimeter? Then we will divide it with 10 millions. But in its own right, the roaring pot of an atom also contains a nucleus which determines the existence of a cell. Only a small human brain contains approximately 86 billion neurons. Thus, human mind is another universe created by Allah which deserves a separate study. So, what I want to bring to your knowledge, the man is standing At the central point from where a limitless universe is outward, means heavenly universe. If this is the central point, the heavenly universe is limitless upward. And a matching universe is inward, which is humanly universe. Both the universes are endless and limitless. Today we close our discussion here. In the next session, we will discuss part 2 of the man's place in the universe with the question whether the human universe is bigger than the heavenly universe, wherein we will discuss some important aspects of the two universes and unfolding nature of the Quranic knowledge with the growth of human intellect and knowledge of the universe. Dear friends, these programs are recorded both in Urdu and English. Their videos can be watched on ideafoundation.com.pk website or its YouTube channel and Facebook. Their written versions are also available on the Idea Foundation's website. Please note code number of this program, Idea 1A R4 Part 1. All friends are requested to subscribe the Foundation's YouTube web channel for the benefit of this noble cause. Thank you friends for your participation. Allah Hafiz.